Well, let's keep talking about some of the reasons that there may be a recession.
Okay.
A government shutdown. So, how can that play a role in a recession occurring?
Well, the government stops paying its debts. All the, I don't know how big, I used to know the number for how big the treasury market is. It's got to be in the trillions. And if they
Mhm.
stop paying their debts, all those people and those funds and those pension funds and the organizations that are invested in it, they don't get paid. The government also had a role in sending out the stimulus checks last year. And Rosenberg says that two-thirds of the growth of the American economy last year was that the government stimulus was responsible for that. And there won't be any more government stimulus coming. That was all the pandemic stuff, right? Where
Mhm.
you got checks in the mail. I mean, it was amazing. It was amazing. And sure, just like anybody else, I'd love to get another check this year, but it's not going to come. So if Rosenberg is right that two-thirds of GDP growth was based on those government stimulus checks, I mean, I think he said it gives it a positive glow, and we won't have that positive glow in 2024.
Mhm.
You
Well,
want another
there's
one? I'll give you another one. You want
sure.
another
Give
one?
me another one.
I'll give you one more. I'll give you one more. The Conference Board um, has the index of leading economic indicators,
Mhm.
and it's contracting. And a lot of inflation and employment are the two main numbers, and those are good, right? Inflation's cooling, unemployment is down. I mean, it's been under 4%. The unemployment rate in the country's been under 4% for quite a while now, and those make everybody happy, justifiably. But there are other numbers, and one of them is the index of leading economic indicators, and there's a whole bunch of things that they measure, and that has been down. That was down all last year in 2023. So folks aren't as optimistic. These folks aren't as optimistic due to that sort of thing.
Mhm.
Um, and there's evidence. We had New York Community Bank last week lost almost 40% of its stock value because they were exposed to they have commercial real estate loans that are can't really be renegotiated right now because the interest rates are so high. I mean, they can be, but it
Wow.
would be money losers, right?
Mhm.
So if you remember last year, we had Silicon Valley Bank and Signature Bank go under
Right.
because of the same thing. Well, it seems like New York Community Bank, which had actually bought a bunch of the assets from Signature Bank, is having a hard time because they had to set aside a whole bunch of cash in case those loans went bad. Those commercial real estate loans went bad.
Mhm.
And,
Well, I want to go back to unemployment for a second. You mentioned that. Let's talk about job cuts and layoffs that are likely to happen
yes,
throughout
yes,
2024, and how could that
yes.
play a role in impacting the economy?
Well, that's one of the things that the the contrarians pointed out that
Hmm.
the overall, we get 353 jobs created in January, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. But other measures are not quite as optimistic, not quite as rosy. And that is, there was over 100,000 layoffs last month. So what they one of the common threads was you have one statistic saying one thing, thumbs up, another statistic on the same metric, employment, giving the thumbs down, and
Hmm.
with the numbers everywhere, meaning that they're up and down, and you can't really get a hold of a consistent, steady narrative on that. That one of the things that they do is they go to the anecdotal. So they go to the
Hmm.
beige book and they read about how different companies and different banks in different states are doing, as reported by the Federal Reserve, and they find that things are if you listen to the stories of people that are on the ground, that make up the economy, the story's not that good. I said before, Rosenberg says it was the worst of any of the recessions. This month, and well, it was last month and October, I think. No, November. But anyway, the last two Beige Book reports were the least, were the worst, were the gloomiest.